The story opens with Commander Alex standing on the bridge of the human warship Iron Thunder, humanity's first deep space exploration vessel. Earth has been sending peaceful signals into space for decades, hoping to make contact with alien life. Today, that hope becomes reality, but not as expected. The crew receives a transmission from an unknown alien fleet. Captain Riley, a veteran of Earth's space program, orders the communications officer to respond with standard peaceful greeting protocols. The aliens, calling themselves the Dominion, demand immediate surrender of the human ship and all its crew as slaves. The alien commander, Lord Vex, appears on screen, a tall, imposing figure with dark scales and glowing red eyes. He laughs at humanity's peaceful response. "Your species will serve us, or you will burn," he declares through the translator. The Dominion fleet consists of 12 massive ships, each 3 times larger than the Iron Thunder. Their hulls gleam with strange energy shields, and their weapons ports glow with menacing light. The aliens have conquered 17 other species and added them to their empire as slave races. Captain Riley tries diplomacy one last time, explaining that humans seek only peaceful exploration and trade. Lord Vex responds by firing a warning shot that barely misses the Iron Thunder. The blast leaves a trail of destruction in the space behind them. "You have 1 minute to surrender, or we will take your ship by force," Lord Vex announces. His officers behind him cheer and bang their weapons against their armor. The human crew looks to their captain. Engineer Tone reports that their engines are ready. Weapons Officer Lisa confirms all systems are armed and ready. Medical Officer Dr. Kane prepares the medical bay for potential casualties. Captain Riley makes the decision that will change everything. "We came in peace, but we won't die as slaves." All hands battle stations. The bridge erupts into controlled chaos as the crew prepares for humanity's first space battle. Red lights flash as the ship's defensive systems come online. The Iron Thunder may be smaller, but it carries something the aliens don't expect: human engineering and the will to fight out as the countdown reaches 0. Both fleets face each other in the darkness of space. The aliens expect an easy victory against what they see as a primitive species. They have no idea what human ingenuity and determination can achieve when pushed to the breaking point. The stage is set for a battle that will echo across the galaxy and announce humanity's arrival on the cosmic stage, not as victims, but as warriors who refuse to bow to any empire. The battle begins with Lord Vex's flagship launching a massive energy beam at the Iron Thunder. Captain Riley orders evasive maneuvers, and the human ship dances through space with surprising agility. The alien beam misses by mere meters, but the heat from its passage scorches the ship's outer hull. "Return fire," Riley commands. What happens? Next shocks the Dominion fleet. The Iron Thunder doesn't fire energy beams like other species. Instead, it unleashes something the galaxy has never seen: kinetic weapons. Massive railguns mounted along the ship's spine fire solid metal projectiles at incredible speeds. The first salvo punches through the energy shields of 2 Dominion ships as if they weren't there. The aliens' shields are designed to deflect energy weapons, not solid matter traveling at near light speed. The projectiles tear through alien hulls like paper, causing explosive decompression and chaos aboard the enemy vessels. Lord Vex stares in disbelief as his supposedly superior ships suffer damage from what he considers primitive weapons. Impossible. No species uses solid projectiles in space combat. The human weapons officer Lisa grins as she loads the next round. They do now. The Iron Thunder continues its deadly dance, using its smaller size and superior maneuverability to avoid the aliens' massive but slow-turning weapons. Meanwhile, its railguns continue to speak with thunder, each shot finding its mark. But the humans have more surprises. Engineer Tom reports that the ship's special weapon is ready. Captain Riley nods grimly. Fire the hammer. The hammer is humanity's secret weapon, a massive kinetic projectile designed to crack asteroids for mining. No one ever thought to use it in combat until now. The weapon launches with such force that the entire ship shudders. The projectile, the size of a small building, streaks across space and strikes Lord Vex's flagship dead center. The impact is devastating. The alien ship's hull cracks like an eggshell, and atmosphere and debris spray into space. The mighty Dominion flagship, pride of their fleet, begins to list and burn. Panic spreads through the alien fleet. They've never encountered weapons like these. Their energy shields, their massive size, their technological superiority, none of it matters against human kinetic weapons. 3 more. Dominion ships fall to the Iron Thunder's guns. The remaining ships begin to spread out, trying to surround the human vessel. But Captain Riley has been in space combat simulations for years, preparing for this moment. Take us through their formation, he orders. Let them see what Earth's children can do. The Iron Thunder charges directly at the enemy. Fleet, its guns blazing. Fire roars through space as both human weapons and alien energy beams light up the darkness. The human ship's hull shows scorch marks and damage, but it keeps fighting, its crew working with deadly precision. Dr. Kane tends to wounded crew members, while Tom keeps the engines running at maximum power. Every human aboard knows they're not just fighting for their ship, they're fighting for Earth itself, for the right of humanity to exist free among the stars. As the battle rages, word of the engagement spreads across subspace communications. Other species monitor the conflict, amazed to see the mighty Dominion fleet struggling against a single ship from an unknown species called humans. Lord Vex's damaged flagship limps away from the main battle as the Iron Thunder systematically dismantles his fleet. What should have been a simple conquest has become a nightmare. Half his ships are destroyed or crippled, and the remainder are in full retreat. But Captain Riley isn't done. The human commander has seen the recordings from the alien transmission images of enslaved species, entire civilizations ground under the Dominion's boot. The decision comes easily. Pursuit course, Riley orders. We're going to finish this. The Iron Thunder begins hunting the fleeing Dominion ships one by one. Its advanced sensors, designed for deep space exploration, track the aliens even when they try to hide behind asteroids or gas clouds. There is no escape from human determination. The first fleeing ship tries to surrender when the Iron Thunder corners it near a dead moon. Captain Riley considers the request, then remembers the alien boasts about enslaving other species. No quarter. For slavers, he decides. The railguns speak again, and another Dominion vessel becomes space debris. Word of the battle spreads faster than the fleeing aliens. The galaxy's communication networks buzz with impossible reports. A single human ship has destroyed most of a Dominion fleet. Other enslaved species begin to whisper among themselves. If these humans can fight the Dominion, perhaps freedom is possible. On the bridge of his dying flagship, Lord Vex realizes he's made a terrible mistake. These humans aren't like other species the Dominion has conquered. They don't fight with honor codes or attempt to minimize casualties. They fight like predators, efficient and relentless. My lord, his tactical officer reports, the human ship is closing on our position. Our weapons are offline, and hull breaches on decks 7 through 12. Vex knows his ship is finished, but perhaps he can still salvage something from this disaster. Send a message to the High Command. Tell them about these humans. Warn them that Earth must be destroyed before. His words are cut short as the Iron Thunder appears through the debris field, its weapons trained on the flagship. Captain Riley's voice comes over the communications channel. Lord Vex, you have 30 seconds to abandon ship before I turn it into scrap metal." The alien commander looks at his bridge crew, then at the human ship floating before them like an angel of death. For the first time in his military career, he feels something he's never experienced before: fear of another species. The evacuation pods launch just as the Iron Thunder's railguns fire their final salvo. Lord Vex's flagship, Terror of 17, Star Systems, breaks apart in a brilliant explosion that lights up the void. Asterisk. As the human warship turns toward home, carrying news of humanity's first victory among the stars, something fundamental has changed in the galaxy. The Dominion's reputation for invincibility is shattered. Enslaved species across dozens of worlds see recordings of the battle and begin to hope. But more importantly, every major power in the galaxy now knows about Earth and its people. Some see humans as potential allies against the Dominion. Others view them as a threat to be eliminated before they grow stronger. Deep in space, monitoring stations pick up the Iron Thunder's return trajectory toward a small yellow star. Intelligence. Services begin planning, armies start mobilizing, and diplomats prepare first contact protocols. The humans have announced their presence in the galaxy, not with peaceful messages or cultural exchanges, but with the thunder of their guns and the fire of their determination. Every species now knows that Earth's children will not kneel, will not submit, and will not go quietly into slavery. The galaxy will never be the same. 3 months after the battle, the galaxy has not forgotten the name Iron Thunder. In the capital of the Dominion Empire, High Admiral Drex stares at the battle recordings for the 100th time. 12 ships destroyed by one primitive vessel. It should be impossible. These humans, he says to his war council, they fight without honor, without mercy. They're dangerous. The council chamber fills with nervous chittering from various alien species that serve the Dominion. They've all seen the footage. Human kinetic weapons tearing through shields designed to stop energy blasts. The relentless pursuit of fleeing ships. The complete destruction of Lord Vex's invincible fleet. Meanwhile, on distant worlds, enslaved populations watch bootleg copies of the battle. In the crystal mines of Kepler 442, a reptilian worker named Tak passes a datapad to his fellow slaves. "Look," he whispers, "someone finally stood up to them." The recording shows the moment when the Iron Thunder fired its first railgun salvo. Tak's eyes shine with something that's been absent for decades: hope. Back on Earth, Captain Riley stands before the Global Defense Council, delivering his report. The politicians and military leaders listen in stunned silence as he describes humanity's first contact with an alien empire and their first interstellar war. "They called us primitive," Riley says, his voice steady. "They expected us to surrender without a fight. They were wrong." Admiral Sarah Torres, head of Earth's Space Defense Force, reviews the tactical data. "Captain, your report indicates their shields couldn't stop kinetic weapons. Is this confirmed?" "Yes, ma'am. Their technology seems focused on energy-based warfare. They've never encountered projectile weapons in space combat." Dr. Michael Chun, Earth's leading xenobiologist, raises a concern. This Dominion Empire controls 17 species. If they decide Earth is a threat, they could send hundreds of ships. Riley nods grimly, "Which is why we need to be ready. The Iron Thunder was just one ship. We need a fleet." The council chamber erupts in discussion. Resources must be allocated, shipyards must be expanded, and new weapons must be designed. Humanity has been thrust onto the galactic stage, and there's no going back. Across the galaxy, other powers take notice. In the crystalline spires of the sea, Confederation worlds, Ambassador Kell studies intelligence reports about the humans. Her species has fought the Dominion for centuries, winning some battles but never achieving decisive victory. "These humans," she tells her aide, "they might be the allies we need. But not everyone sees humanity as a potential ally. In the shadow realm of the Void Collective, the Overmind processes the battle data with cold calculation. These humans are efficient killers, but they're also chaotic and unpredictable. They could disrupt the careful balance of power the Collective has spent millennia establishing. Earth must be evaluated, the Overmind decides. If humans prove too dangerous, they must be eliminated. The decision sends ripples through the Collective's vast network. Scout ships begin moving toward human space, their missions classified at the highest levels. On a space station orbiting a red dwarf star, smuggler Captain Jake Morrison receives an unusual message. The sender claims to represent liberated worlds and wants to establish contact with Earth. The message includes detailed star charts and communication protocols. Jake has been running cargo between systems for 20 years, but he's never seen anything like this. Species that have been enslaved for generations are reaching out to the humans who stood up to their oppressors. Well, he says to his ship's AI, looks like we're going to Earth. The Iron Thunder continues its journey home, but its crew knows their fight is far from over. Engineer Tom works on designs for improved weapons, while Medical Officer Dr. Kane reviews alien biology data recovered from the battle. Every piece of information might be crucial for humanity's survival. Captain Riley stands in his quarters, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, enslaved species are dreaming of freedom. Somewhere else, the Dominion is planning revenge. And in the depths of space, unknown powers are deciding humanity's fate. The battle may be over, but the war for Earth's place in the galaxy has just begun. Humanity has announced itself not as explorers or diplomats, but as warriors who refuse to kneel. The question now is whether they can back up that declaration with the strength to survive what's coming. Fire had roared through the Iron Thunder's guns and hull, but it had also roared through human hearts, igniting a flame that would burn across. The stars. 6 months later, Earth's skies are filled with construction. Massive orbital shipyards work around the clock, building humanity's first true war fleet. The Iron Thunder floats among them, no longer alone but surrounded by sister ships. Stormbringer, Steel Resolve, and Defiant Thunder. Captain Riley now holds the rank of Admiral, commanding Earth's growing fleet. His flagship bears new scars from 3 more encounters with Dominion patrol groups. Each battle has ended the same way: alien ships broken and burning, their crews fleeing in terror from human weapons. But today brings something different. Long-range sensors detect an approaching fleet, but these ships broadcast peaceful intentions. Ambassador Kell of the Confederation has arrived for humanity's first formal diplomatic contact. The meeting takes place aboard a neutral space station, hastily constructed for the occasion. Riley, now wearing the uniform of Earth's Space Defense Force, meets with beings he could never have imagined 6 months ago. Your species has done something remarkable, Ambassador Kell says, her crystalline form shimmering in the station's lights. In 6 months, you've inspired 17 enslaved worlds to revolt against the Dominion. Riley studies the tactical displays showing rebel activity across Dominion space. Entire star systems are in chaos as enslaved species fight for freedom, inspired by humanity's example. We never intended to start a revolution. Perhaps, Kell replies, but you've given the galaxy something it hasn't had in centuries: proof that the Dominion can be defeated. The diplomatic discussions are interrupted by an urgent message from Earth. Dr. Chun's voice comes through the room, communication system with barely controlled excitement. Admiral, you need to see this. We've been monitoring Dominion communications, and they're planning something big. The intercepted data is terrifying. High Admiral Drex has convinced the Dominion leadership that humanity represents an existential threat. They're assembling the largest fleet in their history, over 300 ships to destroy Earth completely. When? Riley asks. 6 weeks, maybe less. The station falls silent. Even with Earth's growing fleet, humanity can field maybe 30 ships against 300. The math is simple and brutal, but Ambassador Kell steps forward. You won't face them alone. The Confederation pledges 50 ships to Earth's defense. More voices join in. The smuggler Jake Morrison, now representing a loose alliance of free traders, promises another 20 ships. Even some of the recently liberated worlds, barely free themselves, offer what vessels they can spare. Riley realizes that humanity's refusal to surrender has created something unprecedented, a galaxy-wide alliance against the Dominion. It's still not enough to match their numbers, but it's a start. The final preparations are frantic. Earth shipyards work beyond capacity. Crews train on new weapon systems, and children are evacuated to hidden colonies. Humanity knows this battle will decide everything. When the Dominion fleet arrives, it's a sight that would have terrified any other species. 300 ships in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming with power and their weapons bristling with menace. High Admiral Drex leads them personally, determined to erase the human threat forever. But as they approach Earth, they find not a cowering planet, but a defiant fleet. The Iron Thunder leads the formation, flanked by human warships and allied vessels from across the galaxy. The message is clear: Earth will not stand alone. The battle that follows becomes known as the Thunder of Liberation. For 18 hours, space around Earth burns with weapons fire. Human railguns tear through Dominion shields, while Allied energy weapons provide covering fire. The combined fleet fights with desperate courage, knowing that defeat means the end of everything they're fighting for. Asterisk. The turning point comes when Admiral Riley leads a desperate charge directly at Drex's flagship. The Iron Thunder, hull breached and engines failing, rams through the Dominion formation with its guns blazing. The sight of the human flagship refusing to yield, even while burning, breaks something in the Dominion fleet. Ships begin to surrender. Others flee. The mighty empire that has enslaved the galaxy for millennia suddenly finds itself facing rebellions on every front. High Admiral Drex dies when his flagship explodes, destroyed by the same kinetic weapons that started the revolution. His last words are a warning that will never be delivered. Never underestimate a species that refuses to kneel. As the debris of the Dominion fleet drifts past Earth, Admiral Riley looks out at the stars and sees something new, a galaxy where freedom has a chance. The thunder that began with one human ship has become a storm that will reshape the cosmic order. Humanity has earned its place among the stars, not through conquest or diplomacy, but through the simple refusal to submit. The fire that roared through their guns and hulls has ignited a flame of liberty that will burn across the galaxy for generations to come. The age of human expansion has begun. Asterisk.